Hello YouTube, welcome back to Jtwes. Got hopefully a nice video today. I got several things. It's been a little bit since I've made a video. I've missed talking to you guys. I do enjoy our lives. Hopefully you'll see our lives pretty soon. But I need to clean some plows up today, park them, and we need to cultivate a roll of garlic. But we got to hook up a trailer, and I made something for my gooseneck. I want to show y'all what I made. And we want to cook some cornbread, some fresh ground cornbread. So we're going to grind some cornbread, and then we're going to cook some cornbread and see how it comes out. So stick around, and I think it'll be fun. Let's get a little of this dust and stuff off of here, get this plow, get it put up for the winter. We'll have to stop by the shed and get some boards to put it on. Uh-oh, got air in the line. Guys, I might point out, here's that bolt. A couple videos back I told you I couldn't quite find the plow bolt, so I put a regular, I forget what you call them, bolt in it. She smoothed her on out. Trying to get a little dust off of it, guys. It is full of dust. When I wash this thing, I don't worry so much about the tires. The tires will take care of themselves. What I do want is all the bolts, bolt heads and all that stuff to stay clean as best I can, because those are the things I may have to take off. Alright guys, if you can help it, I brought some new boards over. If you can help it, try to keep your points off the ground, and it'll help with rust on the bottom of it, and it'll let some air get under there when it's wet and stuff. But if you can help keep them points off the ground, man, where did the year go? It's cold temperatures. It's man, we got all the plowing done. I'll say old girl, she did real good. She plowed probably probably about 6 acres with this tractor this fall. And I didn't even plow much plow day. Most of that come out of that big cornfield that I plowed. And she did real good. But we need to, I need to run some back feet through that garlic. It's got what I call some winter vegetation stuff that can survive cold weather. I don't know what it is. But we need to run some back feet through it. It's not quite big enough to put anything else on it. Some King scratchers would be good right now, but I don't have any of those. But we'll just run that back feet through it. And then we got to bring the other plow over here too. We're going to run these sweeps through it, guys. For you guys that may be new, here's the pinhole for a pin in that tractor. I welded some of these on just because I wanted to give it a little quick deal, and seems to have worked out pretty good over the years. Hadn't had a lot of problems with it. I'm telling you guys, doesn't seem like you got to do much on a tractor, and you can get mud and grease all over you just from switching implements around. It don't take but a minute and you done got dirty. We're just using the plow to transport the plow over to the barn. We'll take it off and then we'll do that garlic. All right, that's got that. We'll rinse this off a little bit and we'll meet you back over at the barn. I had an idea. I'm on a mission. I'd like to find one more of these, and I don't really care that it has the wheels on it. I just want it to have a short and a long, and I want to put them closer together and put them right behind these back tires. And so while the crop is little, I can have something like that to run through the crop while it's little. I can still be rolling cultivating in the front and then chisel plowing what I call the middles. I call these the middle of the row. And if I can have those two teeth down in those middles, breaking that middle up, it'll make for some good cultivating. So I'm gonna try to find me another one of those or something similar to it to do that. But let's run this thing, let's run it up the garlic row and then we'll look at the garlic. I think that'll work. I just wanted to run some back feet through it. It's probably more mental than it is anything. I just hate that the last thing that was in here was tire tracks. I don't like tire tracks to be in here. But she's done pretty good. It's a pretty good size, some of it. And believe it or not, I've missed some spots. I didn't miss them planting, they just hadn't come up yet. Like, I'm sure I planted one or two in here, but I didn't, I don't see nothing coming up yet. So hopefully it's a pretty good stand. It'll be all right. It's about 30, 40, 50 in here. I hadn't counted them, but we have to hook up a trailer, and I'll show you what I made for getting some wood up. for y'all that may be new, we made this little, I don't want to say temporary garage door because I've had it over a year now, but simple garage door to keep the sun off the back of my truck. And you can really see from the roll right there, that's the original color of it. And of course this is what it's faded to now. And it's just a little simple mechanism with some paracord and a pipe. Pulls it up there and just tie it off like that. This bar here, when the wind's blowing, that bar keeps the flap off the back of my truck. So I take it back down. But what we got to do, I got to see if I can get up here in the back of this truck. And I just washed the back. So let's put this mat down here. Let's see if we can get our dust off our feet. Because I just washed it. So we're going to hook up to the gooseneck. And guys, y'all let me know what you think about that. I put this box back here, but I didn't want to screw it into the bed. And if you'll notice, up under there I put some boards. Those are some pressure treated 1x6s, something like that. I don't want them to, you know, cause my bed to get moisture or rot on it, but I think it's okay. They seem to stay pretty dry. What we're going to use is the B&W hitch here. And I didn't know if I'd be able to do that or not. A lot of times I can. I have to get a pair of pliers to do it. And of course we'll let that hang. Well, that didn't do it. Yep, not strong enough, guys. My hands have gotten weak. But that's why we keep them in there. So we'll put these are for the chains. So I'll be honest with you, the sun's not too much in my face, is it, Sammy? No. So Will, him and Megan are going down to Wilmington this weekend, and he needed to, I was going to use my red truck to get some wood because I didn't mind putting wood on the back of the red truck, and I'd been thinking about doing what I was doing for a while, and so Will wanted to borrow the red truck. So I said, man, I really don't want to put that wood on the back of this truck. So I come up with this idea right here. We'll go out here and hook it up and I'll show it to you. So I built me some sides for the trailer. I wanted to, you know, obviously I'm not going to fill this whole thing up with wood, but I did want to do 10 foot. So we did 10 foot this way, 25 inches up, and did a little crossbar here. And I did put this one little L bracket right there just to give it something pushing on it forward. To dismantle it, I'll just have to take these 2 screws out all the way down, and that'll come off, and then these will lift right off. But I tell you, you know, guys, 10 foot this way, 8 foot that way, I think I can haul some wood, and I won't have to put it on the back of the truck. So that's what we did. The project turned out good. I didn't have the 2 pieces of board that y'all seen me put under the plow is the only 2 scraps I had left out of that project. So I think it'll work out good, and most of the wood will be centered close to the tires. It's closer to the tires this way than it is to the tongue. But I'd been thinking about this a while. I hadn't said nothing about it to nobody, but I'd been thinking about doing this. And what I think I'll do is when we get to where we're going, depending on how high the trailer is off the ground, you know, we'll cut a block this high, and then we'll cut another little block this high. You know, we'll find us a block about that big around, and you know, we'll just have us a wood block step up to the back of the trailer and set it on there, and be good to go. So I tell you what, let me get out of the sun a little bit, Sammy. Let's go inside. We're going to grind some cornmeal. We're going to sift it, and we're going to figure out, you know, as far as how the grinder works, to show you that, and we're going to make some cornbread. So see you inside. Just like that, we're back in the kitchen, and hopefully you guys are hanging around for this. I've been promising grinding some videos. So what we got here, we got a KitchenAid grinder attachment I picked up off of Amazon for about $100. All right, guys, I got my thoughts together. Here it is. We borrowed Megan's KitchenAid mixer, and Megan, I've put the towel over it for you. Hopefully it won't get no dust on it. So this is what I'm thinking. This thing has got several settings on it here. We're going to go to the finest right off the bat, and if I see that I want to back it off a little bit, I can back it off. But it's hard. The instructions said it was hard to go finer after you go in. It was easier to go back off. Now that's probably the case with most grinders. I'm probably not telling you guys nothing new, but it did say don't grind no more than 10 cups at one time before you let it cool for 45 minutes. So we're going to grind 10 cups, and we're going to use this beautiful Jimmy Red right here. I'll let Lino come around here. Oh, by the way, guys, we have a new camera person tonight. Notice I said person. I didn't say man. It's a camera woman. It's Lino. So she's filming tonight in the kitchen, and so we're going to grind this. Let's get 10 cups up, guys. Nice. 1, 2. All right, so we did 6 cups. We didn't do 10. I got to looking how much 10 cups was going to be, and I was like, yeah, that's quite a bit of cornmeal there. So I think I want it just this much tonight. We're going to sift too, guys. I have never ground in your life. So if you're watching this video, maybe you're watching it just for the corn grinding. Don't feel like the Lone Ranger if you never ground any either. We're going to learn together. And then we're going to use this sifter that Nick sent us, subscriber Nick. He sent us, and you know, you guys probably couldn't see it good on the live the other night, how he's got cornmeal, grits, and on this side he's got Jtwes. So we'll use that to sift off the stuff. So here we go. Let's pour the corn in there and watch it bounce all over the floor. Alright, hopper's full. And believe it or not, the machine or the instructions said bring it, let me get my glasses on, bring it to 10 right off. And that's what we're going to do. Alright, 3, 2, 1. grinding it. So the cool thing about video is it's taking a little while to grind it, but here in just a little while we'll sift some off and see how it is, but we'll be back. Okay guys, the grinding is done. So we actually stopped the grinding. The machine is, just so y'all know, the machine's pretty warm right now, and the instructions clearly say you can grind no more than 10 cups at a time. Now we were not 10 cups right here. I want to say we were probably about maybe 3, 2.5. Anyway, it's pretty warm. So that would be something to consider there. So we're going to put the meal. Here's the meal, guys. We're going to put the meal in the corn flour side of the sifter. Maybe work it back and forth a little bit. I'm sure I should be bouncing it or something. So we're working this back and forth. You can see, guys, it's falling through the screen. We'll shake it a little bit. And to be honest with you, I may have worked too much in here at one time. I don't know. Never used a screen for this, so. But I feel it getting grittier. Yeah, it's getting thinner now. Getting a lot thinner. Yeah, you can start seeing the grits there coming to the top. Spread it out a little bit more. Work it back and forth. And maybe I was maybe I was grinding it too much, because it doesn't, to be honest with you, it looks like it's a 80% cornmeal and 20% grits and or whole. Okay, we'll go with that. Woo, look at there. And be careful here. Put this cornmeal in here. And I think that's going to give us the amount we need for the cornbread. That looks like a good cup. I want it just a little over a cup, and I think that's going to work. It's got a nice, probably not going to show up on camera, but got a nice little purple, deep reddish look to it. Alright, let's get this little bit of cornmeal out of here. And we'll pour this into here so we can transfer it to the grit side. So now we'll take the grits, do them the same way. Man, if I only had chickens again. Okay, I think we got the good out of that. So I see a lot of whole in there. You know, I'm not saying it couldn't be ground again, but if I had some chickens, they'd absolutely love that. So we'll put this in this bowl here. I do have some ducks. We might sift the ducks like that. So that's the grits left over. Looks like some mighty fine grits. So we'll take this, put in there, and surely to goodness, that's enough grits for probably 2 mornings if you split that in half. But we're going to make this tomorrow morning for sure, and we're going to see what those taste like tomorrow morning. So we'll put them over here. Alright, time to make the cornbread. I think it's a winner. I was thinking instead of grinding a big bag or trying to grind a big bag like this, that I could freeze, you know, like 2 cups, 3 cups in a bag and put them in the freezer, put them in Ziploc bags, freeze 3 cups at a time, get a bag out, maybe the night before you're gonna make some cornbread, pop it in the grinder, grind it, sift it, and this little booger right here sure does make it nice, separating your grits from your cornmeal. So this is a pretty neat trick. Thank you, Nick, again. So let's get set up to make cornbread. This recipe that I seen on YouTube, I forget the channel or the thing, but basically it's 1 cup of cornmeal, a cup of buttermilk, an egg, a teaspoon of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. Now, I'll probably end up with a little more buttermilk than a cup of buttermilk, just because I like it to be a little bit loose when it goes into the pan. I'm preheating this pan on the stove with bacon grease, so I want to get this pan nice and hot before I stick it in the oven. This is about 7 inches across the bottom here, so it's not, you know, a full-size skillet. It's a smaller skillet. Probably it's like a number 6 or something in the Griswold world. 425 for about 20 minutes, or until you look at it and it's done clean, maybe some good crust on it. So here we go. I already put the egg in there. We'll put the teaspoon of baking powder, and yes, I'm mixing it with the liquid because I think it'll bind better with the dough. Salt. We'll go ahead and dump our cornmeal into there, and we'll get a cup of buttermilk. And like I said, if I get too thin or if I get too thick, one or the other, I will thin it or thicken it with a little bit of meal. So I'm gonna get this mixed up good in here. And like I said, my suspect is that I will be probably thinning it out, the meal out a little more. Okay, so I'm gonna pour that over the meal. Make sure I get all the goodies. Oh yeah, there's a ½ cup of goodies there, guys. Hopefully by doing that, the baking powder maybe will bind better with it. I don't know. I could be totally off, and that could be totally wrong. All right, so let's get it mixed up here. Oh man, she's looking definitely purplish. I think I do want to just stiffen it just a pinch. That's pretty good. Maybe just a pinch more. Yeah, that's about right there. It's starting to stick a little bit. Yeah. Okay. I want to get the pan literally smoking hot. She's starting to smoke a little bit. Let's get her smoking just a little bit more. We'll get this down. In this light, guys, can you see that color? Alright. That's what I want. Push it down a little bit. Spread it out. Some more on there. Cut that off. Grab her right here. Pop her in the oven. See you in 25 minutes. Moment of truth coming up in a minute. Thank you all for hanging around. It's I think I was looking back at it, you know, I think I could have ground a little less finer and got some more grits out of it, because it was like a 80 to 20 ratio, or 80 to 15 to 5, 15% grits, 5% whole. But if we backed off of it another notch or two, we'd probably get a few more grits out of it, and then you know, but then again, you probably up your whole amount too. So I don't know. It's a fine line there. I like the grinder. I really do like it. It did get a little warm for my liking, and I certainly was nowhere close to 10 cups. But let's get this out of the oven. Moment of truth. See what it looks like. And again, this recipe, again, like I said, I found it on YouTube. I don't, you know, it could be a great recipe. It could not be. I don't know. We're just gonna find out. All right, here we go. Oven off. Oh yeah, she's starting to brown up on top. Let me look at it in the light, guys, so I can. Ooh, look at there. Yeah. I think it's going to be brown enough. So Leno's got me a cooling rack over there. So let's see if we can either dump it out or just transfer it over there. Oh yeah, she'll transfer it. Cake of cornbread. Man. So now we gotta get us a knife. Give me some butter. It was about 3, 4, 5 years ago, I don't remember, I discovered you could leave butter out on the counter all the time if it's real butter. And when I found that out, game over. I searched eBay, found an old Pyrex butter dish, and I think ever since then I've always kept me a soft stick of butter. So let's crack her open here and see. The backside has got a wonderful crust to it. She rose pretty good, guys. Hopefully I didn't, oh no, I didn't rush it. Oh man, look at that speckle in there. It'd be the talk of the town with that cornbread. Take that to the church social. Alright, so we'll let that cool just a shot. I don't suggest y'all do what I'm doing from home. I have always had a pretty high tolerance for heat on my hands, and Leno gets on me all the time about it, so y'all don't do what I was doing there. So this one, I done got in trouble.
Your butter.
Alright, so this one with butter. I want to do one without butter. So I'll do a little slither without butter. Alright, moment of truth. I was just sitting here talking to Leno. I'm sorry I keep having to put my glasses on. I was talking to Leno and I was just sitting here looking at it. And this nice little purple look here. Don't mind the grease on my hands. That nice little purple look. And I was just sitting there thinking, man, I have taken this from seed to the oven. And you know, I do that a lot with vegetables, but I've never done it with a grain. This is my first time I've ever made something out of a grain that I have raised. So here we go. I really almost want to taste it off of film, off of camera, because you know those cooking shows, they make those faces like, oh yeah, man. So bottoms up. Cornbread. It's straight up cornbread. It's got a deeper corn taste than what you would get at the grocery store. It's delicious. I ain't just saying that for the food show. Oh man, that's cornbread. Let's see if we can do it better now with this butter. That's like eating corn on the cob. Guys, I really wish y'all could taste that. That is absolutely delicious. I'm gonna clear my mouth and we're gonna say goodbye. Okay, I was bragging on the corn and my new director said, close it out. So guys, thank you so much for being with us. Cornbread's delicious. I wish you could taste it. Have a good week. Have a good day. God bless you. And He certainly loves you. We'll see you.